Hello twin flames, this is Victoria and I'm here with your daily energy check. Welcome to my channel, whether you're new or you're coming back. I appreciate having you all with me and I'm excited about this reading. So I took a couple of days for myself and I was hosting my friends from Ukraine, so yeah, kept me pretty busy. But I did post the readings for every zodiac sign on my other channel for the new moon in Virgo. If you haven't checked it out, I suggest that you do, at least for your sun sign, or rather your moon sign, because we're talking about the lunation event. Because this new moon, although the peak of it happened on Saturday, it still is in play. Like that energy is still impacting us. So it's quite important. Mars is still square to this new moon. So it's important to know what is the setup, right, for how things are going to be unfolding in the coming weeks. What else? I will be posting the September readings today, tomorrow, and Wednesday on the same channel, Mindful Bamboo, so watch out for that. In the meantime, I'm happy to be back. It's a little bit of a different setup while I'm gonna take some time to rearrange my furniture after my friends left. But here you go, you get to see a little bit different part of my place. Okay, let's get started. I've got my Cosmic Journey Oracle to begin with, and then we'll do the classic read today. Follow my deck and after tarot for the main read, and last but not least, we'll post some messages between the twins from the Hermit Tarot deck. What do you have for Divine Feminine for right now? What's going on right now? It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, I would say, today and yesterday as well, for me personally. Let's see what's going on. We have synchronicity is a love letter from the universe across time and space. Beautiful, I love this. Yeah, so this is a reminder for you if you're seeing some synchronicities with your twin flame or with someone or something else in life, right? Maybe, you were thinking about a movie today, just to yourself, had some, like a flashback to a certain moment in a movie, and then you call a friend and they mention that movie. There you go, you've got a synchronicity, right? So whatever it is, it means, like in that particular example, it definitely meant there was a sign there for you in that movie, probably in that episode that you remembered. So if something like that happened, go back to it and observe and feel into it, right? Try to understand what was the universe trying to tell you, because it's a love letter, right? That it's a letter means it has a meaning. There's something in it for you. And this is number 24, by the way. If this is of importance to you, I'll keep it here. I'll show a little just the table a little bit more so you can see. Let me get a card for Divine Masculine. Okay. We've got Ask Wonderfully, Receive Graciously, number 4. Yeah, we saw that I think about a week ago. So I feel like Divine Masculines are getting into a certain, especially with Lamazgate, they're getting onto the same kind of part of the cycle now where they are at the crossroads of whether to do something by themselves or ask for help. And they are hesitant because they've asked for help before and it hasn't worked out that perfectly well. The thing is, and we'll pull some cards, of course, from the tarot now. The thing is that since we learn something new, of course, every cycle is still going to be different. And it's also important to incorporate lessons, i.e., did you listen to your intuition to make the final choice? Was that person who you asked for help trustworthy, from your perspective, or was it just someone recommended to you, right? And you don't really know anything about them, right? So yeah, be careful who and how you ask. And I would say, of course, don't stick to necessarily a specific person, but release the situation, ask the universe and release it, right? So that you can get some response, not necessarily where you expected it from or who you expected from. Okay, let me get the Salma deck. Let's see what's going on in Divine Feminine energy right now. What do we need to know about Divine Feminine today? Three of Cups and the Death card. Wow. To me, immediately speaks about a transformation or a completely different way of looking at third-party situation, either for yourself or for a person. Actually, it's like it's not a death sentence. It's interesting that I was given the word death in this case, but there you go. It's not a death sentence. If your twin flame has a karmic partner and maybe they even married and have kids, like, it's not a death sentence. It doesn't mean that it's a deal breaker for the two of you. The same way, if you have a karmic situation, let's say it's your job, and you're thinking, okay, while I'm in my job, in this whatever bad words job, I'm not gonna move forward on my twin flame journey. That's not true. Like, it's not a deal breaker either, right? It will, like, those karmic situations, until we resolve them, until we learn our lesson and we release them and we move on, they will be challenging us, right? They will be drawing our attention to the lesson that we're supposed to learn, or open our eyes to new possibilities. So we don't think that this is the only way to go, right? I don't have a chance to get another job right now, or I don't have a shot with someone as great as this person, right? Whatever that is that you're telling yourself, that's what you need to work with, but not as something shameful or to criticize yourself, right? But rather to treat it as an opportunity that's been given to you so that you can solve it. It's like a Rubik's Cube, right? The puzzle that you're supposed to solve. At the beginning, it might look like, for me, it's intimidating when I get it. I mean, I'm not a Rubik's Cube person at all. Like, I'm not an expert for sure. But I mean, when you look at it and you realize how much you're actually supposed to accomplish to get it all, solved, it's a lot. And it seems like, yeah, it's probably gonna take me a few days and a lot of hours. But essentially, you can do it. Yeah, maybe you'll need to work out some sort of technique, right? Or ask someone or look it up, but it's possible. And how great is it gonna feel when you've solved it? Okay, let's see what we have for Divine Masculines. Didn't even need it clarified today, but yeah, we're just gonna go with it, right? Why not? And yeah, let me pull something for the connection, and then I'll move on to the masculine. We have 9 of Wands and 6 of Pentacles here. This is the feminine, this is the masculine, and let's see what we have. 3 of Wands. Okay, for this I will pull a clarifier. Okay, we got the Devil and 3 of Pentacles. That's interesting. This is supposed to be like that, actually. Okay, so moving on to Divine Masculine. We have 6 of Pentacles and 9 of Wands, which actually even 9 of Wands is a pretty good card in this deck. And what I'm getting here is Divine Masculine is trying to man up, and take it as generalized, but you know what I mean. Man up and do the right thing, right? Offer themselves, be not fragile, be vulnerable, and step outside of their comfort zone. With the 9 of Wands here, see how he's actually turning that one wand into a tree, basically. Taking care of it, observing, having trust in it, right? So it's like, it's scary, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I know there is a bigger meaning in it, that it's gonna bring me so much reciprocity and fulfillment, right? 6 of Pentacles is about the law of reciprocity, right? Like, it's almost like if you wanna, get big, you need to play big, right? You need to take risks. In Russian language, there is a saying that the person that doesn't take risks doesn't drink champagne. Which, I mean, I'm sure there's a history of how is it connected with champagne, but you know, like doesn't celebrate basically. Champagne is associated with some celebratory event. So in order to get to that special place, and divine masculines already at the point where they realize that there is a lot more for them out there than they thought before, that they imagined based on their life so far. And in order to get there, they will need to take risks, and they're ready to do that. That's what, like, 9 of Wands to me is not so much an action as like emotional preparation for it, with the bigger picture in mind. For the connection, we have 3 of Wands, clarified by, so it's a continuation of new moon energy, I would say, from Saturday, clarified by the Devil and 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, so there is this temptation to focus the manifestation on just getting everything to be right and everybody to agree with each other, right? That lovey-dovey energy that, yeah, let's just all be friends, let's just get along. Those kind of vibes that both twins are wishing for with each other and with other people. Let's work as a team. Let's focus on creating more goodness and more love in this world. Unfortunately, that's like as great as that goal could be, it's a bit of an illusion to think that that intention is everything that you need to do. It's not. It's a good start, but remember, we are in Virgo season, and Virgo is asking us to be specific and to see how you can impact it. So it's not like a wishful thinking, like, yeah, I just wish there was no war in this world. I wish that too, every day. When I'm checking on the news from my hometown and calling my mom, I hope for it, I pray for it, I live for it. But I know that that on its own is not enough, right? And like, it's probably not something I can directly impact right away. But then I'm thinking, how can I impact the local and the global community so that there is less hatred, less separation between people, and more harmony and understanding, so that we cannot be forced into scenarios like that, right? As much as possible. Of course, there are usually some kind of shortcuts, right? That's the devil energy for you, right? They're using heavy artillery in the war in Ukraine, right? That's the devil energy right there, right? There is no honest fight. It's just about weaponry. And yeah, there's military strategy, but still, at the end of the day, even that is secondary. It comes down to, who has more weapons and whether people can actually operate them, pretty much. Is that fair? Not really. Is it fair that a huge country with 10 times more military than Ukraine has is attacking them? Not fair. Is it fair that they do it in the first place for the reasons that they do? Not fair. It's all devil energy, right? But that's the moral dilemma, if you wish, right? Not to fall into that trap, first of all, and see how you can move away from fear and injustice and more towards collaboration and understanding, where people can collaborate. How can you make that difference? That's the question. That's the $1 million question. Okay, to finish off, this is a bit philosophical, but that's what came through. So yeah, Virgo is asking us to be pragmatic and specific. Even if the plan that you have in mind takes 6 months to a year, you can still think back of like, how can you make whatever your intermediate milestones are, how can you make that possible? How can you at least move away from things that are not gonna get you there, right? It can work both ways, because if you're freeing up the energy, if you're doing that decluttering, either physically, like literally, or in your energy, that counts as well. That's gonna help you big time, even if it's not directly connected with that goal that you have in mind. It's still gonna be useful. Okay, let's get messages from divine masculine to the feminine. I want a fresh start with you. You hurt me, but that's okay, I guess. And I'm terrified. Yeah, I'm terrified. It's actually 9 of Wands energy. A little bit 9 of Swords there, but mostly that. Okay, so what is getting into my head immediately is that something went down between you two in the last cycle, let's say before that new moon, right? The last 4 weeks. That divine masculine were heard about. They felt like it wasn't the way, like what you said or did wasn't fair to them. Now they understand what it was about, and actually they understand, like, it's not even about whether they deserved it or not, but they understand where you're coming from and where they didn't see what the situation was. They didn't get you, they didn't hear, right? So now that it's coming back around, and also we have 9 and 1, right? Which is 10, so it's that end of a cycle and beginning of a new cycle. And that's why they're saying, I want a fresh start with you. I want to put that behind us. That's okay, I guess, yeah. I want to put it behind us and start fresh, where we don't have to worry about, don't have to be scared about those things that happened before, right? But it's easier said than done, and deep down they're still terrified about how things are going to work out and whether they will not mess it up this time. That's what I'm getting. Okay, let's see what we have from the feminine to the masculine. Woo! And I'm also getting that if you're not in touch with if you're not in frequent communication with your masculine, it can also mean that they will, like, this fresh start will mean that they are starting fresh. They're starting to do something different for their own life, for themselves, so that they can move on with you, right? Like, move on meaning have a better communication, or have a communication at all with you. Maybe that whatever hurtful thing happened, maybe it got both of you into a separation energy, right? But that's where they need to do some work on themselves for now. Clean up certain things before they can have that fresh start with you. But that's their intention in that case anyway. From the feminines we get, I hope you'll wait for me. This love scares me. Surprise, surprise. And let me have you. And again, we have 3 and 7, which makes 10. Oof. Yeah, so there is a lot of love. And it looks like Divine Feminine also has a few things to work out, sort out. And what I'm also getting is that part of it is connected to the fear that they have. And they understand that if they have fear, then there is a block inside, right? There is something that needs to be transmuted, needs to be released, forgiven, healed, you name it, right? And that's why they're saying, I hope you'll wait for me while I'm figuring all of this out, so that I can step into this union with from a clean slate, with a healed heart, and without any fear or any doubt in myself or in you. Okay, I hope this has been useful for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.